Give us a shout out, guys. Give us a double thumbs up if you can hear me on the call right now. Even the guys on the both out there without their cameras, I want to see those thumbs up. Guys, thank you for joining me on the call tonight. Us on the call tonight. Collectively being here as a group together. This is really sick to see some numbers being on this call. It's quite hard at times to get, the best in the biz tied up into one call, being Zach, Josh, SJ, and Dom. It is quite hard to tie them up in the same call a lot of the time. So we do appreciate your time for being here and taking the time out of your Monday night to share it with us. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Levi. I'm a friend of Dom's. He's actually the only person that I know on this call personally. But Dom and I have made friends over 2020 throughout my trading journey. Dom's been my go-to man when it's come to my personal development journey, and my whole journey of self-discovery that this whole time has sort of taken upon my life. It's been an insane journey, like I said, of personal development and self-discovery. Just learning how to trade and all the different skills that are involved with that as well. This has given me the opportunity to become friends with the best in the business, such as Zach, Josh, SJ, and Dom. They've always been there for me throughout this entire journey. Anything like I've ever needed has never been too much to ask, which is something that I've always been absolutely forever grateful for, in terms of watching myself grow and watching other people grow around those different things. I was introduced to this skill, like I said, through Dominic Kilworth. He's a young strapping lad that I met through an agency that we're both topless waiting for, both stripping for. Now, with this agency that we used to work for, it's quite funny actually, because I was actually able to show Dom the ropes a little bit when it comes to topless waiting, to come to stripping and whatnot. He sort of looked a little bit lost in the beginning there, but throughout this whole entire time, through COVID and whatnot, we've sort of both moved away from it and whatnot. We've gone on to bigger and better things and stuff like that. So Dom's been able to turn the table on me and really do the same thing for me with something more important in life. And I feel like that's something that he's done for so many more people, and he's done that through just his unapologetic urgency towards motivation and success, and he's an absolute powerhouse when it comes to helping people and really caring about other people's success around just his entire attitude and mindset towards life itself. It's something that's quite contagious, and it's something that I've been forever grateful for being able to be associated with someone like that. So this is a man he's very intense when it comes to personal development. He's very in your face about what your goals are and how you're going to go about achieving them and whatnot. But that's the type of person I feel that if you want to be able to actually achieve your life goals and like set a different trajectory in your life, he's the man for the job. He's the man that's going to push you and motivate you towards everything that it is that you want to squeeze out of life. So Dom is one of those people that throughout his trading journey, so Dom started trading last year, very early last year, if not even late stages of 2019. He lost 90% of his income. For those guys that may not know Dom on this call, he's a PT working in and around Melbourne and whatnot with lots and lots of different clients and whatnot. But obviously over COVID and stuff like that, the situation's changed with people in that industry, and he took on trading as a full-time commitment. And this is something that Dom is going to talk about a little bit in a minute, in regards to how it's impacted his life and how he's been able to also impact people that he's brought along with him on the journey, including myself. So that's something that Dom will speak about in a little bit. Just wanted to introduce him, and also to gratify each and every one of you guys again for being on the call and taking the time out of your day to be on this call. I feel like if trading is something for you and it's something that you really want to implement in your life, this is definitely a step in the right direction, because you're going to hear from someone who really knows what he's talking about in regards to this. So Dom, if you can, mate, please make yourself known.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You make my head too big. I won't be able to go fit out the door. I appreciate it a lot, man. And I really appreciate our friendship, and I appreciate all you guys being on this call, because again, you could quite easily be anywhere else doing anything else, but you are here, which shows that you have some interest in trading, or you've already had some experience and you're looking to learn a little bit more about this, because this is a very powerful fundamental skill set that you can learn that can change your life forever. As cliche as that sounds, but it literally is, depending on your level of ability to apply yourself to what you're about to listen to. So again, thank you so much, Levi, for that as well, man. And it's awesome been seeing your growth. So to give you an idea, guys, like most people, when it comes to trading, obviously they just think about the money, the financial benefits to coming to this and learning this skill set, because that's generally what we all did. No lie for me, that's what drew me to this. To sort of give you an idea, as Levi mentioned, I lost about 95% of my income coming in because of COVID. And I'd always been an entrepreneur, always been looking at other opportunities and looking at ways to make money and diversify my income. I just didn't realize how many of those things could have been affected by something like the COVID. So all of those things, unfortunately 9 out of 10 of them went gone overnight, and it was crazy. So it was a real shock to the system. And I'm sure most of us on this call, either one had a direct impact from it, or knew someone who did. And if you have your ears to the ground, you probably know that this is going to be something that's going to continue on. So I was very privy to the fact that I needed to learn something quickly, because otherwise it's going to get really, really serious. And the vast majority of people, unfortunately, just decided to, whether go on the dial, sit back, watch Netflix, and just wait till it was all over. But, I'm not that kind of person. So I reached out to a mate, Josh, who's on this call. He told me about this as an opportunity. I'd known people who were active day traders and were doing very, very well. So I knew that it was an option. So, just jumped straight in, learnt, sat in on a call just like this with SJ. She ran me through everything. And, I guess the rest is history. Because I was in a position of desperation, because when it comes to making any change in your life, generally you act on inspiration or desperation. Now, for me, it was obviously desperation. So I had no other choice. I had to make sure I learnt this, because I had no other way to make money coming through, and I guess when it comes to understanding where the world's at, the stock exchange has been there for a very long time. It's always going to be around. It's a very safe, secure. It's how these big entities, corporations and stuff, they make their income through the stock exchange. So I knew it was a safe bet, and I just didn't realize all the other stuff that came involved with this. We are a tight-knit community. We focus not just on making money, but making better people, better individuals. We focus on the people just as much as the profits, because at the end of the day, we want to fix and help all of society, and we can create more leaders and better individuals, people that are going to go out and inspire other people. Then that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, you can't take the money to the grave, can you? But your legacy, the impact you make on others, the way that you leave someone else, leaving them better than how you found them, that's what it's all about. So it's been awesome to be a part of this little group, because we do focus on personal development, goal setting, focus on sorry, I'm just going to mute that. Focus on all areas of life, not just making money. So to give you an idea, when it comes to Forex, a lot of people just don't know, like, what is Forex? It's completely foreign. And, it's obviously, if you've ever been overseas and, you've traded your currency in, got out another currency from another country, that's you've dealt in a foreign exchange, because you've transferred in currency. So basically we profit off the fluctuations of the transactions between currencies, right? So, and also, so like, where people get a little bit confused is because generally when it comes to, a lot of people know about stocks, and when you buy a stock, you aim to buy low and then hope that it goes up and then sell high. That's how you make money, which is great. But when it comes to Forex trading, is you can make money whether it goes up or down, because we're trading on two paired currencies. Now, again, you'll sort of learn these things as you go. It might seem a little bit confusing, some of the things that I say, but it is really powerful, that tool, because you don't need to just, hope that it goes up. We're profiting on that. Now, as well, on both up and down. Now, obviously as well, the stock exchange only turns over in the billions, whereas the foreign exchange market turns over 6.6 trillion per day, right? That's a lot of liquidity. So it's a lot more than the stock exchange. So this is where you can, make some really, really good money once you learn how to understand how it goes and how it flows. So now, as well, when it comes to market participants, so there's, 95% of the people that are turning over, sorry, that are active in the Forex exchange market are retail traders like myself, like Levi, everyday Joe Blows, right? And there's only 5% that are institutions, the big institutions like your banks, your hedge funds, your big corporate entities. They only make up 5% of the market. But this is where it becomes very interesting. Of that 5% of the institutions, they turn over 92% of that 6.6 trillion. So they're the ones who are making the moves in the market. And where IM comes into this, because you can quite easily obviously go on, I can learn how to trade on Google, I can learn how to trade anywhere else. Why do I need to be learning from you guys? Is because we have a system and we have been taught by people who have been institutional traders, who have learned the system and brought that to the marketplace for us to learn when they enter. And because they do manipulate the markets, they do make a lot of retail traders like you and I go bankrupt because of the way they manipulate prices, right? So it's important to understand when they do enter, because we will then follow them, and you learn this throughout the program, which is extremely important, right? Now, and again, so that's why I just want to jump into and show you guys a little bit of the back office to show you why and how we go about it all. So when it comes to IM here, right, so this is a bit of the back end office stuff. So you really get your hand held when it comes to learning this. Very, very important. There's not only our own little support groups like Discord, Telegram groups, and also like private Zooms where we do it with our little group here like we are doing now. We obviously also have our bigger stream networks of information videos. So on here, we have something which is called the 100 and 200 series. This is a very, very basic 100 200 series academy. So when you do enter into the program, we send you out a document guide that shows you got to go to here, follow these processes. Depending on who invited you on this call, you're going to have someone that's going to show you, get you set up with all the different things that you need to be able to be successful at this, because we use things like phone apps. We've got apps that are used on the computer, TradingView, things like that. But you eventually then will move into the training modules. Now, these are very, very, this first one in particular, just what is, it's very basic. The basics of Forex, what is it? The time zones, the different stock markets that are open, the times that they open, and understanding the very, very basics. These videos only go anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes. You smash through these in about an hour and a half. As you can see, when to trade, buy versus sell, what is a pip, lot sizes. Again, simple stuff that you can tune through at your own pace. They're very informative, really good little interactive videos, so you can see spoken really, really well. But where I guess, and then from there we move into what's called the bounce back, which I'm going to open up in a moment. But from there, and this is where it becomes very, very powerful of what we use in terms of IM. Now, for those as well that were wondering, like, this is completely separate, like in terms of to your opening up your own account. So when you do eventually go through the learning modules, you'll open up a demo account. So you're using fake money. We show you how to do that. That way you can practice and learn how to trade and, make the mistakes you need to make, because it's not real money. And that's really, really powerful. And we have a very structured program where, we need to see you making gains on your fake account before you go out and open up a real account. Open up a $10,000 account, blow it all overnight, which I've seen what other programs make you do that kind of stuff, because it's not real. They just want you to be able to give you the money, and they're not actually helping you through the process. Whereas here, we show you how to do it. We make sure you're getting your results. You have a trading journal. We go through those things with you, have countless calls, making sure you're doing all the right things. So then when you do open up a real account, obviously you're not blowing your money. One thing that we do obviously teach with our students as well, to open up an account with no more than $200, and you learn how to grow that and build that up over time. Right, and let the compound interest create. And again, I'll show you a document as well later on, an Excel spreadsheet, the power of compound interest, because it is really, really powerful. But this site here is our Go Live site. Now, think about this as being like a Netflix for trading, and or like a YouTube as well. So as you can see here, and this is where it's also very, very powerful, is you can learn this skill set of trading and apply it to multiple areas. It doesn't have to be just trading currencies. We start you there because it tends to be the easiest, and also just because there's a lot more liquidity. As again, it's 6.6 trillion. There's a lot more money going through there, so it's a lot easier to understand the methods there. And then once you've learned the methodologies, the way the market moves, you can apply it to other areas like crypto, stocks, commodity, bonds, and things like that, which is what all these other tabs, and you have access to that. You can actually have access to making 6 different income streams through this education platform, because the IM website, guys, is just purely education. We don't make any money off your trades. You go and open up your own separate broker account that's independent of anyone, and you set up your own account. We show you what to do. We don't just leave you in the lurch with that, but you open that up separate. It has nothing to do. No money passes through this besides your normal fees to be able to be an active member within the course. So you go into the FRX here, which is obviously for Forex. Now, what's really cool is we have, no, I don't know what it is now, but it's over 20 live educators from across the world. We've got Zach, who's on here, Zach McDonald. He's our Australian educator who's on our call right now. Awesome. These guys are all extremely successful traders. You need to be an online educator. And you can see here, that's like their time slots that they're live. If you've got someone who's live currently, which we can see there's a couple of guys here, I can just click on one. These are really good. So you can come on at any time, and more often than not, you're going to have someone who's live, because we have over 198 hours. I think it was 146 hours of live education throughout the week, from multiple different countries. Well, we're obviously different, because that's how big this is growing now. Oh, sorry, that's a different, because I don't have the from them, but that doesn't matter. I'm not doing, that was a not Forex market. And now my computer's going slow. So the good thing about these, as I said, is you can come on here, and if for whatever reason, we show you which educators as well, which is very important, because different educators train slightly different things. So it's important that you follow the right trainers. And as you can see here, if they were live, that'd be playing on this screen right now. And when you are live, is you can interact with them. There's a chat box here. You can ask any questions that you might have some trouble with as well. Every session that they ever do goes and gets put on to here. So you've got access to all this backlog of information. So as you can see, Zach, there's all these videos from last week, which you can come on here and click and watch through them, as well as favorite sessions, which is also equally as important, because a lot of educators will say they've done a specific training on a specific issue. Go back, go check their favorite sessions. You can go back, and as you can see, they're in depth. They all go for about an hour and 20. A lot of information gets covered in these videos, which are really, really good. And so there's some more information that you get through there. Now, as well, what I'll show you is the compound interest sheet here. I need to get up the bounce back boot camp, but I've had issues with it not loading for some reason. Actually, Levi, while you're in the back there, mate, if you can just get the bounce back boot camp loaded, please, and I'll get your screen, and you can just share it on yours, and I'll talk through it. All right. All right. So this is really important, guys, because it's compound interest is what we, it's the 8th wonder of the world, as it's like to be told. And this is what we don't get taught in school, unfortunately. And it's really, really important, these things. And this is what we do teach you. So this is a compound interest. This is like one of my trading modules. And essentially, we're starting off with a balance of $200, and we're looking to get 5% growth per day of trade, right? Thanks for sending that through, mate. And if you're successful in getting your 5%, obviously you can't do 5% initially of 200. That's why it says 4 here. But your first profit of trade is $10, right? So you've made that $10. Doesn't seem like much, but that $10 now goes into your account. You got $210. You go in again for another trade. You come out with $10.50. Obviously now we've got $20.50, $220.50. Now we continue to go through. You can see how it compounds on top of each other. After a month of getting successfully 5% worth of your trades, so every time you enter a trade, you can see now your $200 is now sitting at almost $900. We go in through again. We go into month 2. Your $200 is now sitting at almost $4,000, because you're compounding on top of the growth that you're making, right?
Hey, John, really sorry to interrupt you, brother. I don't think the compound sheet has come up on the screen for me.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
No, you're right. That's what you need to do if it's not working. I'm not showing. Thanks for letting me know, guys.
Okay.
Is it on there now?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
All right, guys. Sorry, you heard what I said, but as you can see here, you're starting off with a $200 account. Your first trade, you're looking at getting in that 5%. You make $10. Your account's at $2.10, $210. As we continue through, as I said, by the by the 1 month in, your $200 account is now sitting at almost $900. And then again at month 2, we're almost at $4,000. If we scroll right down and we're looking at, let's say, day 100. We've got over $25,000 from our initial $200. Now, you're not always going to get 5%. That's the way it is. And that's why this chart's really good, because you can adjust the numbers as you go. And I use this to calculate my incomings, but it's really powerful, because why put your money in a bank account where you're getting, 0.0 bloody stupid percent, when you can create yourself your own bank, create yourself your own superannuation, and putting your money in here and compounding on itself. And it can grow a hell of a lot faster when you don't touch it. These are the concepts that a lot of people on foreign that just have no idea what these things are, or how to do it, or the power of it. Right. So we teach you not only how to make money through the course, right, but it's financial education on all areas, compound interest, understanding how what's happening in the world right now affects the market. So what's called fundamental analysis. So, things that's happening in America, obviously they've got the stimulus packages and things like that coming out. That's going to create ridiculous amount of inflation in the market. Now we learn about those things, and they're crucial to life anyway, when it comes to any form of trading and investing. And that's all included in this, as well as with the mindset stuff and the personal development and the growth. And it's been really, really beneficial for myself to be able to get myself out of that rut when I was in a really dark place with COVID and how everything happened there, and transition through that to be in a better spot. And now we're building a really good community of traders, because again, we need to look down the track. We need to see where things are heading, and understand that probably in reality, jobs that are available right now are not going to be available in 2 or 3 years' time. Jobs that that are available now are going to be automated as well in 2 or 3 years' time. How are you going to be able to set up your future? I'm always been future thinking in advance, and this is one thing that I've been very grateful to be able to be a part of and see some really good success. And I have transitioned into doing this, quote unquote, full time, because of just took that initiative and worked my bum off to be able to get this to work. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there, just because it's a heap of information to take in. Let me just stop this share.
Can show you the bounce back stuff.
Yeah, okay, I can. I'll just quickly show through that. Does that come up at your end? It just won't load for mine. I tried to do it earlier. I'll make you host.
Yep.
And share. I'll run you through this. So this is something in between as well. I should have done this. Sorry, guys. I should have this up earlier, but that doesn't matter. So here it is here. If you want to scroll down, this is phase 1. So this is after you did that 100, 200 series, that little middle part there that I showed you at the start. You then come into this, which is more in-depth knowledge on when it comes to understanding institutional concepts of trading. Each video here goes for around about an hour. That ideally you'd like to get through one a week, and then after each phase you get back to your coach or the person who invited you onto this call, see how things are, communicate, work your way through, go through phase 2 and then phase 3. Now not only are these are just about training concepts, but also psychological concepts, how to understand what's happening in the world right now and how that correlates back to the charts and back to what's going on. So this is a special course that people like Zach and some of our smart money concept coaches have created for us. This is really, really good. And this is also going to be included within the content of what you're already a part of. So heap of video content. It's a very professional run organization as well. So you'll go through all these stages, and then, depending on how long you get through it, will determine when you can get live and start making some actual money. But just know that it is a proper process that all flows very nicely with it, and you get your hand held all the way through it. So I'm gonna finish it there, Levi, and thank you very much for
No, absolutely. Killed it, bro. Thanks for sharing that, guys. What Dom is basically providing to us is showing us a platform that, like you said, has 5 different separate income streams that are available throughout your education process, that you're able to learn from all these different people on the platform, all these different educators. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks for your time, Dom. I really appreciate you being able to share that with us. I definitely got some good notes out of that. So guys, if there's anyone that's even thinking about this taking on this skill set as, you know, as something that they want to do, get back to the person that brought you onto this call, because like SJ always says, closed mouths don't get fed. Let's hook up a three-way call with one of the educators now, and we'll chat about it further. But guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you for your time tonight and for joining us on this call. Dom, thank you again. See you all later.
No problem, guys. Thank you.